It was a Friday evening, and I had been invited to a party at my friend Anna's house. Parties weren't really my thing. I preferred quiet nights reading or watching movies, but Anna had insisted. "You'll have fun," she said over the phone earlier that week. "Just come for an hour." So here I was, standing in front of her door, feeling nervous but curious. I rang the bell, and within seconds, the door swung open. The music was loud, and laughter spilled out into the cold night air. Anna greeted me with a big hug. "I'm so glad you came," she shouted over the noise. She led me inside, where people were scattered around the living room, chatting, dancing, and eating snacks from plates piled high with chips and cookies. As soon as I stepped in, I felt out of place. Everyone seemed to know each other already, laughing and talking like they'd been friends forever. I didn't recognize most of them, and the thought of starting conversations made my stomach twist. I grabbed a soda from the kitchen counter and leaned against the wall, trying to blend in while scanning the room. That's when I saw her. She was standing near the window, bathed in soft light from the lamp behind her. Her hair shimmered like gold under the glow, falling in loose waves past her shoulders. She wore a simple green dress that matched her eyes perfectly, and there was something about the way she smiled. It wasn't flashy or forced, it was warm, genuine, like she meant every bit of it. Even from across the room, I could tell she was different from anyone else there. I couldn't stop staring, which probably looked strange because we hadn't even met yet. But she noticed me looking and turned her head slightly, catching my gaze. For a second, our eyes locked, and I panicked, quickly looking away. My cheeks burned, and I silently scolded myself for being so awkward. "Who's that?" I whispered to Anna when she came back to check on me. Anna followed my glance and grinned. "Oh, that's Emily. She's new in town, just moved here last month. Super nice, though. Want me to introduce you?" Before I could answer, Anna grabbed my arm and dragged me over to where Emily was standing. "Hey, Emily," Anna called out cheerfully. "This is my friend, our friend now." Emily smiled again, and this time it felt like it was just for me. "Hi," she said softly. Her voice was calm and soothing, like listening to your favorite song. "Nice to meet you." "You too," I managed to reply, though I'm sure I sounded less confident than I hoped. Thankfully, Anna stayed long enough to keep the conversation going. We talked about random things, the weather, school, what we liked to do for fun, and somehow, I found myself relaxing. Emily was easy to talk to, asking questions and actually listening to the answers. By the end of the night, I almost forgot how nervous I'd been at first. After a while, the group decided to play games. Someone suggested charades, and before I knew it, I was teamed up with Emily. We sat together on the couch, waiting for our turn while others acted out ridiculous scenarios. When it was finally our turn, Emily volunteered to go first. She got the word ballet dancer, and immediately started twirling gracefully around the room, her arms stretched out like wings. Everyone burst into applause, and I couldn't help but laugh along with them. When it was my turn, I drew the word monkey. I tried mimicking one, scratching my armpits and jumping around, but I must have looked ridiculous because everyone, including Emily, was laughing hysterically. Instead of feeling embarrassed, I joined in, realizing how much fun I was having. It felt good not to take myself too seriously for once. Later, after the games ended, Emily and I found ourselves sitting side by side on the floor, sharing a plate of cookies. She told me about her move to our town and how hard it had been to leave her old life behind. "But meeting people like you makes it easier," she added with another one of those amazing smiles. The compliment caught me off guard, and I felt my face heat up again. "Thanks," I muttered, unsure of what else to say. Deep down, though, I felt proud. Proud that maybe, just maybe, I'd made a difference in someone else's day. By midnight, the party began winding down. People started saying their goodbyes, hugging each other tightly before heading home. As I prepared to leave, Emily walked me to the door. "I'm really glad we met tonight," she said sincerely. "Maybe we can hang out sometime. Just us." My heart skipped a beat. "Yeah, I'd like that," I replied, smiling back at her. Walking home under the starry sky, I replayed the evening in my mind. What had started as an ordinary party turned into something unforgettable, not because of the games or food, but because of Emily. She reminded me that sometimes, stepping outside your comfort zone leads to beautiful surprises. Over the next few weeks, Emily and I became close friends. We spent hours talking about everything: our dreams, fears, favorite books, and silly childhood memories. With her, I never felt judged or pressured to be anyone other than myself. And slowly, I realized that the girl who stood out so brightly at the party wasn't just beautiful on the outside, her kindness and warmth shone even brighter. Looking back, I'm grateful I went to that party. If I hadn't, I might never have met Emily, or discovered how wonderful it feels to connect with someone who truly understands you. Sometimes, all it takes is showing up and letting life surprise you.